Welcome everybody to Social Psychology. I'm Dr. Williams and we're going to be spending this semester together. I am opened to the Start Here menu on Play-Doh. So this is what you'll see when you click on that Start Here button on the left-hand side there. And really this is just a kind of parking spot for all the resources that you'll be using throughout the semester. This will be a place that you might want to come back to get to things like the syllabus or just resources that I've posted for you. Other than the Start Here menu, you'll also be using the week tabs. So I will cover what's in week 1 during that week, and you can find that podcast there in that week. But for now, let's just take a look at what I've put in here for you. A lovely picture of myself and John Quinones, who is the host of the ABC show What Would You Do? We'll be watching a lot of those videos in this class. And I actually met him at a conference just randomly. So that was kind of fun, really nice guy. But these are great videos. They get a lot of social psychology in action. So I'm excited to show some of those to you during the class. Now I've put everything below. It's kind of parked in this folder, so you're going to want to look over everything here very carefully. You're going to be using the first week really of the class, getting familiar with everything, expectations for the course, requirements, and of course if you have any questions, the first week is a great week to get those out of the way too. You'll want to pay special attention to the syllabus. And I've attached that right here, so you can download that, you can print it. I always recommend printing it and having a hard copy next to you. It really helps. The syllabus is tentative, which means that it can change throughout the semester. I really try to stick to it, but sometimes due to unforeseen circumstances, dates have to shift. So every week when you open up to the new week of material, I will have on your to-do list any important dates or changes to the syllabus. I also usually, if I change anything in the syllabus, I let you know, so I will always email the class. So that's another good reason to be checking your email frequently. Anytime I send out an email to you, it's usually because there's a change or an extra credit opportunity, or to let you know that I've posted something important. So please be using this first week to look over that syllabus really carefully. It's important that you know what you're going to be held responsible for, as well as all the due dates. Next thing during this week, if you haven't already, is to purchase your textbooks. That information is also located below here. The textbook is actually an e-textbook, so you're not going to find the paper copy in the bookstore. You're going to find a placard holder that's going to get you an access code to access the e-text, which also comes with this student resource card. And this is to Revel, which just is an accompaniment to the textbook. It is put out by the publisher Pearson. And this Revel gives you access to all kinds of student resources like practice tests and quizzes, different study guides that you might like to have, videos, all sorts of things that go with the textbook. So this is available at the bookstore for you. The access card is what you're purchasing. All the information for it is here. And then you also will need this code here, this link, which gets you into our class specifically for these online resources. And this is simply just resources for you. I won't be doing any grading or anything in here. So when you get access to this, you can go and check that out and see what's there. So you're having two things. You're having an access code that comes with the book that you purchase. That access code gives you access to the e-text. And then you have this code here, which gives you access to our class so that you can have the resources that go along with the textbook for our class. So those are the two key key things you're going to need. If you decide that you want to buy your book somewhere else other than the bookstore, please use the information I've given you here and make sure that you're getting the e-text with access to Revel. Okay, that's very important because you'll want to have those resources available to you. I often assign videos and stuff that you can only access through that Revel platform. I've also attached the first 2 chapters for you, a PDF, just in case there's a little bit of a delay getting your books. I'm only going to post those 2 chapters. That's all I have. I do not have PDFs of any more chapters, and I don't want to get in trouble with any copyright laws by posting more. So this gives you a little bit of time to get those books, but you should plan to have your book access by the 2nd week. Since it is an e-text book, you get instant access as soon as you purchase the access code. There's no waiting for shipping or anything like that. So that's really important. You don't want to fall behind on the work in the class, and not having your textbook is not an excuse to not do the work. Okay, so that should get you started with the information on the text. Next, what you can do is you can take a look at my bio. I've included that here. It just tells you a little bit about me, my background, where I'm from, some of the areas of research that I study, some of the classes that I teach, a little bit about my family. I have an 8-year-old, almost 8-year-old daughter, Ruby, and a 13-year-old son, August. I am also homeschooling for the first time this year, so very busy, but enjoying my time with my kids. So you can learn a little bit more about me there. I'm also going to include a little welcome video for you in week 1, just to say hi and introduce myself. Here are the instructions for logging into Revel. So this is to get you access to those extra resources. I've put kind of the process there and what you need to know. So hopefully that helps you out. And then really everything else here is just extra information. How to email me. Anytime you email me, please tell me who you are and what class you're in always. Please don't assume I know, only because I have 4 classes all online and I have over 120 students. So, you know, it's a lot of information, a lot of emails coming in and out. So always please tell me who you are and what class you're in. And then please just always make sure, you know, you're using proper formatting and all of that. It just helps make things so much smoother. I've put a video on some common editing mistakes people make in writing. That'll come in handy when you get to writing your discussion posts, so take a look there. I've also put some resources on multiple choice test taking, note taking and reading. Even if you are a junior or a senior, I wouldn't take for granted that you already know this stuff. So I would check this out. I put these resources here because they've helped a lot of students in the past, so I always include them. So take a look at those. I've also put the policies from Westfield State on academic honesty, classroom conduct in and outside of the classroom. It pertains to online too as well. So those are important to know. Especially with an online class, honesty is super important. We don't want to run into any plagiarism issues, pulling from other students' work, citing or taking work and not citing it in your posts and things of that nature. I've also got some information here about the bookstore, quick link, disability services, and then as well Cite as you write instructions, which is just a quick little 1-page guide I put together on how to cite your sources when you write. And this pertains to the discussion posts that you'll be doing in my class. So that pretty much covers everything that's here in the Start Here menu. But again, as you're working your way through this and getting familiar with everything in the class, Please let me know if you have questions. Some other things to point out, there's your My Grades tab. That's where you can find information about your grades. It's not super current, nor is it always accurate. So I keep a separate grade file for everything. So if ever you're wondering what your grade is in the class, you can always email me, but don't always rely on Play-Doh here for your grades, because sometimes it puts things in weird places out of my control. And so I always just kind of give students that little disclaimer there. Your discussion boards are here. You'll find those also in the week by week tabs. Each week you'll be having a discussion, and you can get to them there, and I'll explain that during those weeks. Play-Doh help and resources. If you're having any trouble with Play-Doh, logging in or getting information, you would go there. They've got help tickets that you can submit to get help online. So any Play-Doh issues, always direct your questions there, because I can't help you with any Play-Doh errors or problems that you might be having. But they've posted a ton of information here that you can get to. If I click on it, you'll see there's tutorials. Here's how to submit a help ticket, online tutoring, library links, Blackboard app, and all of that. Okay, so that should be helpful. The communications tab is helpful for getting a hold of me. I've got the Zoom meeting link. So anytime you want to Zoom meet with me to cover material or ask questions, you can do that. You just need to let me know ahead of time so I know to get on, because I won't just have it on. I'll go on if I have a student who would like to meet with me. So office hours Mondays and Wednesdays 2:30 to 4 typically. So just email me and let me know if you want to meet with me. I also have an Ask Dr. W little forum. So if you have a general question about the class that someone else might have too, you can post questions there and I can respond for everyone to see. But if you have a question of a more personal nature, I would recommend emailing me. And I check my email pretty frequently. However, after 6 o'clock, I don't check email. That's my family time, and I really take that seriously. So I will get back to you the very next morning. So just know that, but always within 24 hours, I will respond back to you. If you have a question for your peers, other students, you can use the Student Lounge. It's a great place to connect with each other if you want to set up study groups via Zoom or ask each other questions, anything like that. It's a great place to discuss just amongst yourselves, and I'm not a part of that. So that's the Communications tab. And that pretty much covers all the tabs. So the next place you're going to go after listening to this is week 1, and I'll have a podcast overview for you there. Thanks, everybody.